Old Pulteney Huddart Highland Single Malt Scotch Whisky. Is this one you should get? Stay tuned for the Whiskey Whistle. Greetings, my whiskey people. Mark here from Whiskey Whistle on YouTube, sharing a little whiskey awesomeness from Winnipeg, the center of North America, bringing you Old Pulteney Huddart, a brand new one. This is from their revamped range, and it is the second after the 12-year-old. That's the basic. This is their next in line. It's an NAS, but it's 46% ABV, and I think it might be something that you may want to look into. But anyway, let's get it poured. We will check out the color of the whiskey. We'll check out the legs of Old Pulteney Huddart. Then we'll check out the nose, the palate, and the finish, and give it a Whiskey Whistle whiskey score. So stay tuned for that. A big shout out to Tyler. Thank you, Tyler, from the Winnipeg Whiskey Club, who loaned this to me, and so thankful. And this is actually, I think, his fourth bottle now that he's lent to me for review. So a big thank you to you. You are definitely a huge Whiskey Whistle supporter. I can't thank you enough. Anyway, we'll see you very soon. I have some cool things for you too. All right, so Old Pulteney Huddart, let's get that poured. Make sure we don't break that cork. Twist it gently. Nope. Needs a little more. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we are. Into the Glencairn it goes. Not too much. Beautiful looking color. I think this is natural in color. And don't you love their bottles? They didn't change the bottle shape, which is cool, because that's part of the beauty, that it looks exactly like the Old Pulteney stills. Very cool. And as I mentioned, that is a Highland single malt Scotch whiskey on the coast, the northeast coast of Scotland. Let's check out the color first of all. And I'll tell you, it's pretty much a straight up golden hue. Very attractive. Kind of like your, say, 10 or 14 karat gold. That's what it looks like to me. Very twinkly. Very nice. Okay, so let's check out the legs then. 46% ABV. A mix of ages, I'm sure. I'm guessing we're going to have a pretty nice set of legs here. Okay. Here we go. Slow to form, and yes, they're very trickly, very slow. Can you see that? I know it's not easy to see with the lights here, but hopefully you can kind of catch a glimpse of it anyway as I turn the glass slowly here. Oh, wow. Just very slow, especially those secondary legs. And it really hangs on the glass very nicely. So we should definitely have a very rich mouthfeel. In terms of flavor, what's Old Pulteney like? It's a little bit maritime. It's a little bit saline. It's rich. It is spicy. Not especially peaty. But some people may find it a little bit on the smoky side. Okay, here we go. The nose. Well, unmistakable peat coming from this one. All right, Huddart is named after the street on which the distillery resides. Following a finishing period in casks that previously held peated whiskey. There we go. This is a particular smoky and intense dram. Yes, very smoky. Interestingly, this is roughly just about the same peat level as that West Cork peat charred cask that I mentioned a couple of videos ago. But it's a rich peat. It's a salty, rich peat. And I can tell already that this is going to be salty. I'm guessing this will be either the most salty or maybe the second most salty whiskey that I've ever had. The other one being Cutty Sark Storm. Very, very, very salty. There's some fresh strawberries here. Fresh strawberry jam, that peat. Some vanilla. Some interesting spices. And I'll tell you right now that Tyler lent me another whiskey, which was the Spice Road? Not the Spice Road. Johnny Walker. That's right, the Gold Root. Anyway, so there's a similarity with this one. There's a particular note here that's so similar to that Gold Root. So I think we have some number of very old sherry casks involved here. A very complex nose. It's a little bit unusual. There's a little bit of 7-Up. Okay, time to get onto the palate. Cheers, everybody, and a big cheers to Tyler and the Winnipeg Whiskey Club. Cheers. Definitely some good salinity there. Also, a dollop of sulfur. But again, in a good way. And I'm getting strawberry jam here. Massive vanilla custard. Almost like a salted custard. Slight struck matchy, kind of a interesting note there. Especially if you've struck the match and you get a little bit of that burnt something on your fingers. Definitely nice, rich mouthfeel, by the way. The finish is dry. However, there is that sweetness to it. Vanilla custard. Again, those strawberries are even there in the finish. There's a tropical fruitiness. Can't quite put my finger on it. I'll go with papaya. Papaya seeds, especially. Those weird seeds. Do you eat those? Dried papaya. Dried papaya. Decently long finish. Not exceedingly long, but let's call it medium to long finish. Flavorful. Hint of dryness, but there's still a lot of flavors. And even as I smack my lips now, I can still taste everything from that whiskey. Very, very nice. Okay, let's add a little bit of water, not too much. Just going to add a little bit less than about 1 milliliter of water added to probably 15 milliliters. Should we use the lid? Let it build up. Okay, so let's see now. Less peat, spicier. Still that salty element. Still that sherry note. Is it sherry or is it a very kind of old school white wine? I like the nose. Okay, cheers again. It's funny, at first, it seems as though there's less peat. But then as I sip and roll it around on my tongue, I get a little bit more of a peaty note. Such a dessert whiskey, though. This is a real treat. It's like a dessert. Almost like a 2-star Michelin restaurant kind of fancy dessert that's only available in that restaurant, with weird ingredients that just seem to work beautifully together. This is what I get from this whiskey. Old Pulteney, well done. And Tyler, good job on grabbing that. And I think that's a real nice one. I would absolutely have a bottle of that in my collection. Hopefully it will be. So let's get on to the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for Old Pulteney Huddart Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. What is that going to be? It's going to be 90 out of 100. You heard it. 90 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for Old Pulteney Huddart. Absolutely a great whiskey. I think, again, it's about 40 something odd pounds. About a third more than the 12-year-old, but you do get 46% ABV, and I think the peat really works well with Old Pulteney. I wonder what old Pulteney was like when they were probably using peat more often in the kilning of the malt. Lovely. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click that link right here, my little emblem. It says, I think it says subscribe. And click the bell so you're notified of the future Whiskey Whistles. That is the best way for you to lend a hand to Whiskey Whistle, by clicking that bell so you'll be notified of the future Whiskey Whistles. I'd really appreciate that. And if you've watched until now and you like what you're seeing here on the channel, then why not jump into Patreon and become a patron of Whiskey Whistle. You'll get your names in the credits. You'll also get advanced viewing of the future Whiskey Whistles. Sound good? And lastly, if you happen to be in Winnipeg for business, or if you live here, or if you're here occasionally and it's around the end of the month, the last Wednesday of each month is the Winnipeg Whiskey Club Nights. Take care. We'll see you for the next one. Goodbye now.